Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Welcome to Team Doctor for Generation 9. This is the first time I'm doing a Team Doctor for Gen 9. Team Doctor is a series where I take a look at user-submitted teams and I try to improve them. I try to bring them to life, so to speak. I try to, heal them, cure them. I'm a bit of a team-building scholar. Many consider me a team-building scientist of sorts. Team building is like an art form. It's a beautiful thing, really. Folks, this submission is from PyroJoe, and this is actually for an in-game team for the Nintendo Switch, if you can believe it. PyroJoe is a Pokemon Scarlet Violet gamer interested in the Battle Stadium singles format on the actual cartridge. Now, me, I don't own the cartridge. Probably won't buy the game. I heard it has bad frame rate, but to each their own. But the Battle Stadium singles format, it's interesting. It's a bit like VGC. You've got your team of 6, but in the actual battle, you pick 3, and then you bring those 3, and it's a 3v3 singles battle. You can see their 6, your 6 is visible to them, and then you pick 3 for the battle. So it's a bit more dynamic, a bit more fast-paced. Also, no Smogon bans, so Palafin, perfectly legal. All of the... what do you call it? Paradox guys are banned. Also the legendaries, so no Ting-Lu, no... what's-his-face? Chen Pao. They're all gone. No Wo-Chien. He was too powerful for competitive play, of course. The level 1 snail from MapleStory. Too powerful, so he's gone. And what we're left with is a interesting meta where... because of the faster pace, stuff like hazards are not as impactful. Since the games go for less time, I did find that in my testing, there's not enough time to get value out of hazards or play a longer game. You got to go in immediately. You got to go for the throat. And I think PyroJoe has the right idea with this squad. I believe this is what he has in game. So he's working with not the most perfect stuff, safety goggles on the sky. This is anti-breloom technology or something. It's interesting. So we've got a Dragonite with a Rocky helmet and a Cyclizar and an Annihilate. I mean, this is probably the way to go. You got a Cyclizar, Dragonite, Annihilate. That's about as meta as you can get, probably. Dondozo with Curse. And a Skeletor. Interesting set here. This is not something you'd probably see in OU. This is Slack Off 3 attack Skeledirge with Terra Blast Fairy. Honestly, when I was testing, I did replace this with a Volcarona, but honestly, I'm going to give this set a shot, because the more I think about it, I think this might actually be nuts. I think that in this format, Terra Blast is more worthwhile, because since you're not using a whole team, you can afford to, Terra on a specific Pokemon more often, and Terra Blast doesn't feel as much like a wasted move slot for that reason. Since, in a singles OU battle, you got your whole team, and then you might need to Terra here, and then your Terra Blast is a useless move if you don't Terra on the specific Pokemon. But here, you're only bringing 3, so that's less likely to be happening. Ladies and gentlemen, I will make a couple changes here, first of all, and then we'll try the team in action, see if anything sticks out as being problematic. I think that, the logical thing is to do boots, but like I said, you don't really care about hazards. There's no time to make them. You're shed tailing on turn 1 to Dragonite, and they have no recourse. They have no way to play around such a thing. And I think that Outrage is astute for the same reason. Dragon Claw usually would be the conventional wisdom, but games go for less time. There's only 3 frickin' Pokemon. How many turns does Outrage take to confuse you? 3 turns. That's 1 for each Pokemon that you kill with your huge attack. Honestly, Dragon Claw seems like missed value. You want the big hit. You want to just go in for the throat. And, you'd normally run knockoff on this Scarf Cyclizar, I think. But I think Thunderbolt makes sense. I think another attack rather than knockoff is going to be higher impact. I might advise Overheat. I think that Overheat is good because you often with Cyclizar, you attack, then you get out of there. So, Overheat smacks like Corviknight, steals. I think... and it's higher power, so you're a pretty weak Pokemon. You want the high power moves if you can get them. And PyroJoe, I'm not going to hold this against you, but you're special attacker Cyclizar, and you've put attack EVs. Look, it happens to the best of us. We're going to move those quickly here. You've also forgotten to put a nature. We're going to go with a minus attack nature. I know PyroJoe, you're new to the game. You don't need attack EVs for the frickin' U-turn. It's just a pivot move. You don't need attack investment for that. That's a low damage move. It's just for pivoting. It's not going to be necessary. And the Annihilate set, I think that I would advise the bulkier set. Let me pull it from one of my prior teams, my OU teams. I think that Annihilate, to get the most out of Annihilate, you need bulk. Special bulk helps a lot because you got the... You have the support from Cyclizar to get in there, and then you bulk up, and then you want to... I think you're going to get way more out of bulk than you are from speed, especially special defense. When you bulk up for free, not much can really threaten you. Water is an incredible type, Terra. Also, you were previously Mirror Herb. I would say leftovers are a less high impact item in battle spot singles because of the shorter pace, but on this set, I think you got to go with the leftovers. I think that the healing is going to give you a lot. Just copy the OU set for this Annihilate, and you can't go wrong with that, I think. Now for Breloom, I think that what you want is loaded dice. This is a new item that gives you multi-hit. Your multi-hit attacks always hit at least 4 times. That's going to make Bullet Seed go nuts. You got Terra Grass. You got Technician. Bullet Seed's going to go ballistic. And I mean that literally. Bullet Seed's going to go nutso mode. And the EV spread's perfect. You've done it. PyroJoe, you've done well. Jolly, max attack, max speed. That's all you need. That's Breloom. And this spread, I don't know why you put 44 into defense randomly, but I trust that this is for some reason. This spread is probably alright. I think this is going to be fine. Now, look. Look at this. You're a Chesto Berry Rest with Sleep Talk as well. PyroJoseph, I would advise replacing Sleep Talk here with Curse. And you only need to really rest up once. Heal it with the Chesto Berry. And I think that Curse is going to make you a lot better. You are now a win condition. You can boost up. You got Body Press and Wave Crash. And one heal, honestly, is going to be enough in this fast-paced metagame where games are decided in way fewer turns than they are in conventional OU. In this world, I think that a Chesto Rest is all you're going to need on Dondozo. And Terra type, I would personally advise Steel for its defensive merit. Allows you to resist various common types. Also, immunity to poison, immunity to the occasional clear smog to try and get rid of your cursed boosts. All that good stuff. Immunity to... Sorry, resistance to grass, which is one of your weaknesses as a water type. You know, it's nice to have the flexibility on the Dondozo. Water, mono water, fantastic type. But if you're threatened, you can Terra type Steel. Secure your win condition. And honestly, the types that... the Pokemon that try to hit Dondozo are usually... After Terra Steel are like, you know, fighting and ground. Usually are going to be physical attackers, and you've already cursed up enough at that point to like not be able to take, you know, a close combat or something and get them. You know, at that point, you've probably already won. So I would say I would advise a Terra Steel. Terra Water here, Terra Fairy here. Let's give it a go. Let's queue up Battle Stadium singles with PyroJoe's incredible squad. Copy of Entitled 7, is that the one? I do have like multiple copies of this team. I want to make sure I'm not using the original squad. And like I said, you could consider, instead of this Skeledirge, I did think of Volcarona was good because, you know, synergy with Cyclizar. It gets a lot out of Shed Tail. It's a boost sweeper. It wins quickly. It's got big threat potential, but we'll try out that Skeledirge. I also think there's a bit of like role crossover. You got an unaware guy here and Dondozo. They kind of do similar things. I think it's possible that the Skeledirge is bad, but we'll test it. We'll give it a go. Now, Palafin, I can't believe that I'm seeing you again. How are you? I missed you. What are you doing here? I thought you were not allowed. Okay. I mean, I'll lead with the Cyclizar. What do you got, Glalie? That's honestly random. Why do you have Glalie of all things on Earth? Let's go with a Skeledirge. I think looks nice here, defensively speaking. And then, what do we reckon? Do we want Breloom to? I think Garganical gets kind of. Garganical beats Dondozo pretty nicely because a Salt Cure, but a Breloom could get a lot done here. Breloom is nice into the Mimikyu. It breaks their. I'm gonna go with the Breloom. I think it breaks the Mimikyu disguise and it smacks them afterwards, and then it also threatens Garganical and even Palafin. All right, let's Shed Tail here. This is another benefit of running Overheat. If you want, you could just go for the kill on this thing. All right, we're gonna get Skeledirge in. Honestly, it's already over. You've low kicked, of all things on Earth, you've low kicked. You don't know how this works, do you? Knock off. I could have Terra Fairy'd there. I thought he might be locked in. Terra Fairy would have allowed me to maintain my good old-fashioned substitute. But that's alright. Let's Terra Fairy right now. Toxic Spikes to what end? That's gonna be low impact, I would say. I would say Toxic Spikes are not gonna be epic. But you know what you are as a Skeledirge. You got unaware. You've beaten me at my own game, honestly. This is... Oh, but you didn't even Terra Fairy. Imagine not even Terra Fairying. Man, this guy was not prepared for Skeledirge. 3 attacks. Skeledirge with Earth Power. Was it on your radar? It wasn't. Scary Face? Oh dear. Scary Face is not something that I expected here. I'm going to say Scary Face has just caught me off guard. Ever so slightly. Okay, here's the thing is that you... Okay, you're faster than me. You're going to slack off right now. Let's go to Breloom. And then Spore you. And then we'll go with a... We're going to be faster and we're going to Spore. And then Bullet Seed. And you're gone. Bullet Seed is going to hit 4 to 5 times. It's got Technician. It's huge damage. Nothing on the team could possibly come in to take this Bullet Seed. This Bullet Seed is going to... I could have just clicked it outright, but I wanted to be sure with the good old Spore first. You never know. Here's Glalie. Now, Glalie, I don't know what you... Also, PyroJoe, you don't want Drain Punch. This is not what you want. Close Combat is what you want. More damage. Drain Punch is for bulky Pokemon that stick around. You get a lot out of the healing. Close Combat is for an aggressive Pokemon like Breloom. My opponent is forfeited. The team's perfect. It's unlosable. The team cannot lose. We're up against Rotom, Dragapult. Alright. You know, sometimes you like to lead a Breloom into the Mimikyu or even the... I mean, even the Glamora could be a problem. Maybe. Could it, though? No. Because I just shed... you know what? You just go Cyclizar, Breloom. And I think Dragonite. I'm leaning towards Dragonite on this one. I think a simple Dragonite goes nuts. There is a Skeledirge, I will admit. Okay, there's a Skeledirge. What does that mean for us? Do we need to cover that? I don't know. Maybe you do Annihilate instead of Dragonite. Annihilate can probably beat Skeledirge. And then Breloom for the Mimikyu and whatnot. Okay, Shed Tail to... We're going to Shed Tail. I think you could go Breloom. A Shed Tail to Breloom seems astute, I think. A Shed Tail to Breloom because, okay, well, I thought that you would Earth Power, maybe. Didn't expect Sludge Bomb. It's going to be alright, though. We're going to be alright. That's super effective damage. I'm going to Annihilate. You've charged my Rage Fist, you absolute bozo. Do you even understand what you've done here? Okay, let's bulk up. Stealth Rock. I'm going to Drain Punch now. That's damage. That's what I would like to call damage. Okay, unfortunately. You know what? Taunt. You're gonna Iron Defense. You're a Ghost type. So this is interesting. You're a Ghost type, but the thing about Garganical is that it has Purifying Salt. Which is so intriguing. Ghost Power against it is hard, but now Ghost Power is like neutral, right? Bulk up. And you're charging my Rage Fist. So this is going to be good damage then. Rage Fist is going to be 150 power. I think I just break even on damage. And right here I'll just Drain Punch for... That's fine. That's totally okay. Sludge Bomb, you're trying to Poison Chance me, of course. Of course. That could get me. This could be a loss. There's hazards on the field, but you've gone back to Garganacl is what you've done, and that's not going to be a good switch in. It's not going to be epic for you. It's going to be less than epic. Rotom Mow. I mean, this might be able to kill me, but I've got plenty in the back pocket. I just went for a simple Rage Fist, and that was all I needed. Folks, Annihilate just went bananas, if you don't mind the pun. Annihilate just went monkey mode, if you don't mind me saying. So here's a this looks like a formidable opponent. Now, I've realized why everyone uses Gallade. It's because Gallade gets the new ability Sharpness, which 1.5 times damage to slice attack. So that includes like slicing, what is it? Psycho Cut, Night Slash. So Gallade is actually like buffed by that quite a bit. You could almost think of that as like adaptability. Just a straight 1.5x more damage on Psycho Cut with Stab. I mean, that's pretty damn good. Now, this is interesting. You've got a Hippo. I think... Lead with the Cyclizar, to nobody's surprise on Earth. Honestly, I think that the Dragonite almost, but you have a Hippo is the problem. Hippo hits the Dragonite multi-scale. So, I feel like an Annihilate goes crazy. And then, does a Breloom really go crazy? Because you have Ceruledge, Volcarona, even Gallade gets me. I think I could do a Terra Steel Dondozo would be very nice here. Or even, you know what, a Skeledirge Fairy type. A Fairy type is beautiful here. But I suppose it depends on which Terra type you bring. Now the thing about this is that you can get Whirlwind, so my Shed Tail is pretty telegraphed, so I might actually just go for a Draco Meteor. And if you Whirlwind, that's really good. Oh, you got a Citrus Berry, alright. Well. And right here we can just taunt this. And I'll bulk up. And now we're gonna... I mean, it's basically already over, right? What the heck? Unless you go to Gallade right now. But even then, I have frickin' Terra Water. Remember how Annihilate was ranked S+ tier on my tier list? There was a reason for it, folks. This is pretty cool stuff. I'm bulking up again. King Gambit, hello. What do you have? You don't have a Ghost attack. I can just Drain Punch, I think. I don't die to Sucker Punch. I'm faster, for certain. There is a 100% chance of me being faster. Alright, you could, I'll go for a Taunt. You could have Will-O-Wisp, so I'll go for a Taunt. Steel type? Oh, you've done that. Okay. You've made yourself weak to fighting. Very well done. Oh, you... Is the guy running Metronome for extra damage? Alright. I mean, it's okay. It's gonna be alright, folks. I didn't Terra, so we're good. I could overheat this. Isn't that interesting? Let's just... I think a Terra Skeledirge just deals with this cleanly. To be quite honest with you. And you've made yourself weak to fire. So... Whoa, it does... It probably has Metronome, man. That's probably Metronome. Oh, that's nuts. Oh, that's crazy. Well, I could just heal my damn self, can't I? Well, Stealth Rocks for my remaining Cyclizar with Regenerator. How could you be such a genius? Torch Song. Yawn. I'm going to sleep on the turn that you die. You absolute hippo buffoon. That was Metronome Rotom Wash. With a Hydro Pump getting progressively stronger. What a weird way to handle Annihilate, honestly. The Pokemon that famously becomes Water type. You have become Steel type against it. Metronome Hydro Pump, like... Sometimes in this game you just see things that you've never seen in history. That's probably the first time that specific series of events has ever happened. So props to that guy for doing something for the first time in human history. That genuinely has never happened ever. Alright, we've got, this looks like almost an OU team, but there's Mimikyu and Arcanine sticking out a little bit. So, controversially, I'm going to go to Cyclizar first, and then, I don't know. What do you reckon? Annihilate? I think a Breloom looks good into this squad. It's good into Hydreigon. Mach Punch can get you. Bullet Seed is good into the Palafin and the thing. And then maybe the Skeledirge, and that's where we Terra. Because it matches up well into the Dragons. It'll probably 1v1 the Arcanine. We have Safety Goggles, which beats frickin' Amoonguss. What are you, a genius, PyroJoe? Are you some kind of super genius? Okay, here's the thing, is that we're Drago Meteoring. Because you don't know that we are Scarfed. It will get him every time. It's such a foolproof plan. Honestly. It gets him absolutely every time. Okay. You're going to do... You know what? I have freaking Unaware. Something else to note is that you are stupid. Something else to think about is the fact that I have Unaware. Ignoring your boost, I can also become Fairy type to become superfluous to the Ghost type. You didn't think about that. PyroJoe, you're a team building genius. I can hit this Hydreigon super effectively. I wouldn't have been able to if it was not for your genius safety goggle. Okay, well, never mind. Never mind. You didn't think of that, did you? I don't think PyroJoe foresaw that one. You guys see, you guys read Dune before? How he sees all the different realities? He didn't see the reality where Hydreigon becomes Steel type and Flash Cannon's my Terra Fairy Skeledirge. Paul Atreides couldn't see that future with his prescience. I'm going to overheat you. That's why I run overheat right there, for the Terra Steels. That's a good backup plan right there. We've just made you superfluous. Okay, look. I'll go Breloom. I bet you're bulking up again. And then I'm losing to Play Rough. No? Okay, I can Spore you. I really hope I'm faster than you, because otherwise I'm in a lot of trouble. Should I Spore? Because Bullet Seed might not KO. Let's Spore. I just lose to this. Alright. We've lost. GG. My first loss, and it was because of Terra Steel Hydreigon. I hope that you can forgive me. I really hope you can forgive me, PyroJoe. My opponent has brought only 3 Pokemon, including the Cheese String Gentleman, Goldengo. Which blocks Defog, but then you don't have a Hazard Setter, which is one of the most genius combinations of Pokemon I've seen yet. Okay, we're going to go Cyclizar lead, perhaps. I'm going to go with Dondozo in this game. It's good into Dragonite. But so Skeledirge, I wonder which one is better. I would say Dondozo is better. And for the sake of... I think the Annihilate matches up nicely into the Goldengo. Alright, we're going to Shed Tail to... You're probably forced into Steel moves, so I think that a Shed Tail into Dondozo is good. You resist Steel on Water types, folks. Water resists Steel. That means that Dondozo's good. It comes in on Make It Rain. You can't Shadow Ball a Ghost type. Dazzling Gleam. Critical hit. Not what I anticipated right there. I think I might have lived that behind the sub. I got a bit of... We're max special defense. That was... I called nonsense on that one. But let's curse up regardless. I think Dondozo's about to take this one home. I'm tempted to Terra Steel, but the thing about that is that Dragonite would then be able to get me. Perhaps. It's alright, I'll body press for now. Terra Steel wouldn't have mattered. Okay, I could get flinched here, which is problematic. Alright. I'll go for the body press. I got flinched. What are you going to do? What can you do about that? I don't think there's much to be done about such a thing. I don't think I can go to Cyclizar here. Do I live the Dark Pulse? This is so problematic. This is a problem. I can do that, but to what end? This is problematic. This is going to result in a loss for Jim. We're going to lose to the 3-squad guy that I just made fun of. I'm going to end up... This is the YouTuber who does the salty noob compilations. I just look like such an idiot. I just said, oh, you got 3 Pokemon? Good luck, buddy. And then he beat me. I was off the back of a flinch, I will say, but also... okay, well, this is our claim to fame, is Terra Water Rage Fist to take this guy out. But then you're going to Terra Normal, of course. And I'm going to look like the you-know-what. I'm going to look like a bit of a bozo after that. Alright, I'll bulk up here. I really hope you don't have Thunder Punch. That would suck. Okay, well. You've Terra Normaled. And I'm going to... Okay, well. You've gone Goldango that time. You've locked me into a ghost type attack with Trick. Alright, well. Let's go to Cycle. I think Shed Tail is the play in case you dance again. Right, you're gonna E-Speed, of course. I should have foreseen it. I don't know. Maybe I still 1v1 this. I'm not sure. I've got statistics. Maybe I get there. I heal up a little bit here, and then is this enough to KO? I think no. I think it's not quite. I could get a high roll or something. Who knows? Critical hit would be nice. Never mind, we high roll. Salty Noob gets owned on Pokemon Showdown. Salty Noob, Terra's Dragon with the best Pokemon in the game, still loses to a Scarf Trick Dragonite. You won't believe what he said next. You thought I was going to end up on the channel where bozos laugh at Smogon players who spam legendaries. I will never be on that channel because I cannot lose. You will not see me on that channel in my entire life. I will never be there. Where we're going to go to Cycles are. How do we cover these fellows? I'm going to Breloom. You got a Mimikyu. Breloom's also nice into King Gambit. It's good into Baxcalibur. And I'm going to go with... I feel as if Dondozo could be good. I feel as if Dondozo is the way to go. But also Dragonite could be something. The problem with Dragonite is that you have a lot of... you've got Mimikyu, which makes Dragonite non-epic a little bit. How about a Skeledirge? No, I'll go with Dondozo. I think Dondozo can do it. Here's Mimikyu, as is expected, as is tradition. Let's go Shed Tail to Breloom. You know, sometimes Cyclozar does feel like a little bit of a waste in this format. You can get a lot out of it in many situations, but sometimes it's just, it doesn't get enough time to do its Shed Tail. It's threatened on turn 1, and then it's just kind of a sitting duck. You'd rather bring like another Sweeper or something. It depends on the game state and the situations. Alright, I'm going to Terra Grass, I think. It lets me... The thing is that actually Breloom doesn't even deal with this. It's too fast. Why do I keep saying Breloom deals with this? It really doesn't. But if you Terra Grass, I think it does. Do I need to Terra Steel? Let's think about that never. Let's think about that next century. Just kidding. Breloom's dead. Get owned. Get owned, Bozo. I do question why you didn't go to... Why you didn't play rough. Wouldn't that have killed from your perspective? Dunno. Salty Noobs. Salty Noobs do this and that on Pokemon Showdown. Let's Dondozo it. Let's Dondozo it. So, okay, well. You've just gone for a straight up Bug Buzz, which has caught me off guard a little bit. I thought you would go for Quiver Dance. I live, Wave Crash you. And now I'm dead to Giga Drain, I think. I'll go Cycle. Terra Water Bug Buzz. That's about the most intriguing thing that's ever happened to me. That's got to be the most top nine intriguing moment. Okay, wait. Tell me I'm like faster somehow I live this. Ugh, no. Well, the Terra Water Volcarona is an unwinnable matchup there. It's not something I could have foreseen in my prescience. It's not something I could have possibly foreseen. Even if I've undergone a spice trance, there's no universe where that could have happened. Volcarona Water? Consider me dead on arrival. Okay, let's maybe try not leading with Cyclizar this time. Cyclizar is going to be a sitting duck against a Grimmsnarl Taunt is going to make Cyclizar look like a bit of a bozo. I think that we lead with Breloom. We can Mach Punch into Meowscarada. We can just hit a Spore or a Bullet Seed on this fella. Palafin. Consider your Death Warrant signed. Skeledirge, I think, is the option. Terra Fairy Skeledirge, look at how well that matches up here. And then last but not least, we have... You know, maybe it's Dondozo, maybe it's Dragonite. The thing about Dragonite is that it's poor against Corviknight, but then Corviknight gets owned by Skeledirge, doesn't it? So we cover that base. Maybe it's Annihilape. No, it's not. It's frickin' Dondozo, because you could have Bulk Up with Palafin or something. Now, let's just Bullet Seed this. I fear Taunt is happening. But there's mix-ups here. You could Spirit Break me. Yeah, here's Taunt. And now get owned to such a great extent that you can't even describe the ownage. The dice are loaded in my favor. I have the advantage. It has been said by many. I'm going Skeledirge on this. 2 times defense to what end? Explain yourself. Honestly, you need to do better than this. I'm going to Terra Fairy, Terra Blast. PyroJoe is going to feel like a bit of a genius on the following turn. Unless you Terra Steel like you're going to Terra Steel is the problem about this. No, you're not. You're going to die. You're going to die in a hit. In a singular hit. This is the most explosive victory in Battle Stadium singles history. You guys watch BKC? Pokemon's Greatest Battles. Why Contain It versus Bearer 000? 2022? This is considered one of Pokemon's greatest battles. That was a firm victory. Okay, I'm sold on the Skeledirge set. I think it's great. I think you've done well with this one. Safety Goggles. That's a good thing to have. It's an unexpected anti-Breloom, anti-Amoonguss moment. You're going to get a value out of this. The speed investment. It's genius. I like the set. The 48... Look, it's random that it has 48 Spit FEVs. Does that live, I don't know, Dragapult Shadow Ball or something crazy? Maybe. Or maybe you just felt like putting 48 in there? I'm keeping it anyway, because I think it's fun. And that's what counts, really. Folks, I'm going to call it a day on that one. Look, this is not the most... I don't know how serious of a format Battle Stadium Singles is. I imagine, like, most of the cartridge gamers are VGC players. And most of the singles players are OU. But Battle Stadium Singles exist in a weird limbo. It is a nice, fresh way to look at the game. Singles in a faster-paced context is interesting. You know, if you want a quick battle, you know, sometimes you queue up OU, it's a commitment. You're sitting there for like 20 minutes sometimes against stall. You can't stall in Battle Stadium Singles because you can only have 3 Pokemon. I don't think stall is possible, really. Or if it is, it's much less time investment. So, honestly, it's a bit fun. I don't know how seriously you take it competitively, really. Maybe I'm a bit... out of touch with that. But I feel like this team, it's fine. I think this is totally good. You've got a lot of going for you here. I didn't even make that many crazy alterations. I think this is the original squad. A bit of item changes, moveset changes, and you're good to go, honestly. I think that this is fine. You could switch around stuff for sure. This could be, like I said, Volcarona would fit right in. I was actually testing that earlier. Volcarona is very logical here. But Skeledirge, I was impressed with this Skeledirge's ability to get him. And having a Fairy type Terra is actually valuable. Fairy is a very nice type. against the dragons, against a lot of stuff. This is it's an anti-Dragonite Pokemon. It's an anti-setup Pokemon. It's a win condition, plus covers enemy matchups. It might be more consistent than Volcarona matchup-wise, and the safety goggles help a lot. So PyroJoe, I think that this squad right here will be fine for you. You're gonna go to Master Ball rank in no time. It's gonna be easy. It's gonna be like nothing. Thank you for watching. Hope this was enjoyable. It's not OU, but it's something alright. These are the current patrons. Folks, if you're a tier 2 patron, you can request one of these videos. Send me a team. If it's a format I don't know, I'll try to learn it. If it's a format I do know, well, I'll give the best advice I can. You know, I'm only a human. I'm made of flesh and blood like everyone else. I'm not exactly a gaming mastermind all the time. Okay. But I do my best. And I will do my best helping you build teams and featuring your team on a prestigious episode of Team Doctor. So if that's of interest to you, take a look at Patreon. Folks, thank you for watching. Gen 9 is amazing. Goldango is a financial genius. Goldango is considered a wanted man in every country. For fraud, tax evasion, everything. Everything. He's guilty of all of it. Stay tuned for more OU. Now that I've got a team that feels good, I'm going to try and get a high rank. We're going to go for it. Before the meta changes too much, we'll go for it. We'll accept that the meta sucks, but we're going to try something that works in the meta anyway. Terrastalize might get banned. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen, but let's give it our damnedest. Okay, thank you for watching. Goodbye.